All right. So today we have to discuss the financials of Ressett. But before doing that, we can just quickly, discuss about what was the assignment and also what was your experience when you write that. And I hope you have read the pre-scene also couple of times at least. So we'll go back to the pre-scene. So firstly, I just need one of you to give an overview of the pre-scene, like in 4 5 minutes, whatever you can remember. Whatever we discussed in the last session, just like a revision for 5 minutes. What is our business model? What is the company name? What is your role? Like that. This is also there, but we can use this. Anybody else joining? We can start, no problem. I hope everyone can hear me. Marshall, Sri, Askranus, Hassan.
Yes, we can hear you loud and clear. Yeah.
Yes, we can hear you.
Thank you. I'll just repeat. So the plan for today's session is to do the financials, and also if you get time, we'll do the news articles, all of that. Before starting, I just need one of you to give an overview of what we discussed. Just explain the Ressett business model, your company's business model. Then maybe we can discuss a little bit on the assignment you have submitted. Then we'll get started. Okay. And thank you so much for writing. I thought none of you will write because you guys were so busy. Then I was thinking yesterday I'll make them write in the class in the first 30 minutes. I'm happy to see you guys have taken time to write, because it's very easy to discuss, but when it comes to writing, it's totally different thing. You're not getting thoughts immediately, or we are not able to explain it properly, right? Okay, yeah. First thing, the overview, what we discussed last time. Explain as the first person. You can say, okay, my name is Santan, I am finance manager Ressett. My name is Hassan, I'm a finance manager Ressett. We do buying and selling of electronic products, like that.
I mean, Ressett is mostly into the business of buying and selling of personal computers related products for resale to individuals, corporates, and public sector companies. Uh, we buy from different suppliers who may have stocks uh, at a good price, and they may be stuck with inventory. So we try to get their inventory, refurbish it, check their software, try to create value for that product, create value creation in a way where this gives a advantage for the buyer to get the best prices, that is a customer best prices compared to whatever channels are available in the market, whether he goes online, etc., etc. That is one of our core business model.
Right. Others?
Hello, everyone.
Say as a first person,
So, yeah,
enjoy it. You are working in Ressett. Be confident.
okay. So, my name is Hassan. I'm a finance manager in a research company. So, our basic business is like we purchase old computers, software PCs from the organizations. Then we refurbish it and sell it to the customers. So in our business model, basically define values. So there is a two-step in define value. Like one is for the supplier and one is for the customer. For the supplier side, because these are the old things, so they have to scrap it, so they will not get anything from that scrap value. So that's why we purchase from them, and they will get definitely something from it. And it's benefit for them. And for the customer side, they got cheaper things, products for the laptop and the PCs compared to the traditional retailers. So that's why they going to, with us or all the customers, so they will save money. And the create value is because we have 4 departments and 350 employees. So purchasing department, sale department, and inventory management department. So all these departments are focusing on the how we purchase the things, and then we are making our efforts to make them clean and give it refurbished and good things to our customers, so they can perceive the value from our product. And we deliver value through providing them actual product, so they have in a good condition, and the customer are happy from using our product. And the captured value are the like our business through our business model, how we generate revenue. And like we are providing all these stuff to our customer and earning revenue. So these are the basic things from the research business model.
Beautiful. Good. I hope everyone has understood our business model. In fact, instead of saying Ressett business model, you can say my business model, our business model, because Ressett is your company, isn't it?
Yep, got it.
Good job, Hassan. Siri and Dhanu, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, we can hear you. Yeah.
Thank you for confirming. All right, we'll move to the second part. Again, that is relevant to the pre-scene only, the stakeholders. In fact, that was one of the question, and you guys have done that also. Some of you are sending me personal message on the group. That's better. And why not WhatsApp message? Why I am saying to write in MS Word? Because in exam you will not use your mobile to type, isn't it? You'll be writing from your laptop or your keyboard. And unfinished answer, smaller answer, that is one of the reasons which can cost us the exam. So we are practicing that also simultaneously. So let me go back to the question. First is, who are the primary stakeholder involved in buying and selling of the business? You guys have written, but some of you can just give that answer, just in a summarized way. Who are our stakeholders? For example, suppliers, and what is their expectation from us? Customer, what is their expectation from us? Yes, Marshall, you can go ahead.
Okay. Our primary stakeholders. Okay, we have employees. Okay. We have employees, and our company employs 350 staff who are working actually. We are actually working in various departments. So they coordinate to make sure that there is the smooth flow of business. In terms of the expectation from us from management, their performance, satisfaction, and engagement is of paramount importance to us because it significantly impacts the organization's productivity and ultimately the culture. We also have our customers who are the ones who keep us in the business. Actually, you have heard that customer is the king. So in most cases, if we have a product and we have no one who can buy, then there's no purpose of being in business. So we have our customers who are mainly in this case of B2B, B2C, B2G, to whom we are selling our electronic products. So it is important because these are the principal stakeholders from whom we generate our revenue. Then we also have our suppliers who include the PC manufacturers retailers of new PCs, online marketplaces, and resellers of new and old PCs. So, strong relationship with these suppliers ensures a steady flow of quality electronic products, which is critical for maintaining operational efficiency. The expectation from us would be to make sure that we honor our contractual obligations. For example, making payments to them well on time as per the payment terms. If we have any other clauses for which we're supposed to adhere to, for example, warranties, extended warranties, whatever that is provided for in the contract, that we need to honor and deliver on. The other category of primary stakeholders include the creditors or the lenders. This involves banks and other financial institutions who provide loans and lines of credit facilities to us. So their support is critical for maintaining financial health and enabling growth. Their expectation from us is to make sure that at least we continue to operate as a going concern and we are liquid and solvent to make sure that we are able to honor our short and long-term obligations as therefore due. Then we also have the other category of primary primary stakeholders, which is investors and shareholders. These investors and shareholders, they provide the necessary capital for us to operate and grow. And their expectation from us is that we grow and then we are profitable and sustainable. And also the decisions of investors and shareholders is key to us because it can significantly impact the company's strategic direction. So the number of primary stakeholders I've managed to identify actually are six employees, customers, suppliers, creditors or lenders, investors, and shareholders. Then the last category of primary stakeholders are the general public or the local community. For us to be able to operate sustainably and successfully, we need the support of the general public and the local community, and also the general public and the local community have got their own expectations of us. For example, we need to operate in in a manner that is environmentally friendly to them, and also that doesn't impose any harm or negative effects on the society. For example, as regards our electronic products, we also need to make sure that we operate when it comes to disposal of electronic waste, we do it in an environmentally friendly manner, so that we do not end up harming the well-being of the community. And
Right.
also additionally, Ressett, that is our organization, I think as a corporate citizen, there is also an expectation from the general public or local community to give back to them in the way of various corporate social responsibility initiatives, such as maybe supporting the vulnerable members of the society. This is also key for us to build the social capital and for long-term success.
That's enough. Good job, Marshall. Thank you. So I think it answers primary stakeholders also and how employee, customer, and supplier impact success of business. It's also fine. Just the third question: what role do investors and creditors play in our business operations? Investor and creditors. This is for others. Remember, your role is finance manager, but you should know in and out of the business, because sometimes they'll just put a simple question. We are changing this, how it will affect our business model, or what are the major conflicts coming in. So you should understand. So the question is again, what role do your investors and creditor play? Remember, we are into a push model. We are investing or we are buying first, then we are getting the cash flow. Anybody wants to answer? Just a short answer, 30 seconds to 1 minute. No?
So generally we try to expand the business. Like if you want to get some more branches, we can go and lend with the creditors, get the help of creditors. Creditors can be raising the capital. Firstly, we can use those money to raise the capital. So it can be between short term or long term. So depending upon the goal, we can set like that. So yeah.
And what about the creditors, Siri?
Um,
How creditors can help? How they are playing a key role in the business?
yeah, again, they can lend us some money. So
They can. How important they are for the business? Think think like you are owning this business. Then will you say like they can, or how your approach will be?
yeah, with the help of their money, we can do some expansions in the business.
Right.
Like
We need to
health.
maintain a close relationship with them. We need to leverage debt so that our cash flow doesn't have an issue. We need to make sure that we are getting a higher credit period, because sometimes if the sales have slowed down, we still have some money, right? We are getting the lowest interest rate possible.
Okay, yeah, got it.
We are better payment terms. All of this you have to, think of it.
Okay, bro. Yeah.
Sir, I also think that with the interest amount what you are paying to the creditors will save some tax amount, right? To maintain an optimum capital structure, creditors will play a vital role in our capital structure.
Right, right.
And creditors are more, I think they are the uh, finance, cheap source of finance for the organization, because they are fixed to a certain limit only. Suppose if they are lending for 8% or 9%, that's the maximum they're gonna get, even if we make $1 million profit. But when it comes to investors or a shareholder, I believe that uh, they are the owners of the business and they should be paid whatever we obtained from the business in return. So they are more expensive as compared to creditors. Oh, sorry, sir.
Yeah. So our business model is depend on them. Imagine that we have a bad relationship with them, or maybe we are not having a good relationship. We are not getting credit, and our competitor is getting a lot of credit. So in our website, our customer can see 10 options. Maybe in our competitor's website, they can see 20 options, 30 options, just because they are getting better credit. So we are losing. Our business itself is about this. If they have more options, they won't come in. Right? All right. Now moving to the next one. I hope everyone is following it.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, Mr.
Then the next question was about the primary source of income for your electronic business, or we can say like what are the different source of income. Just make it simple. The second question will mix all three into one. What are the multiple sources of income or revenue we have for the business, and what are the opportunities or avenues where we can grow our income? You can answer this only if you know the pre-scene and the industry, and I hope you guys have read at least once in the entire week and you have thought of it at least few times. So this should be a good answer. And if you don't want to explain, you can just say in points individually, one point. Say one source of income, say one source of future income that we can do, which is like, even you can say about product development, market development, but something which is, very natural extension for our business.
by by upgrading the systems actually, and this refurbishing.
upgrading the system. I didn't understand, like, how upgrading. Can you please explain?
Yeah, because this one there will be like this one the system which is outdated, or this one operating system or any software they can upgrade it, and this one they can generate revenue actually instead of like scrapping it.
Okay, so that way you are saying we can save the cost.
Cost actually, yeah, we can generate extra revenue on this.
Okay. First talk about what are the basic source of revenue. All these questions are going around to see how, if you understand the business model, if you know your business, if you know Ressett business, what is the first source of revenue for us? Obviously, we are buying in bulk and we are selling in retail, so we are getting commission, isn't it? Sales commission. This is a primary revenue source we have. What else?
And we also sell it to corporates, public and private companies, and also individuals. We have 4 set of customers.
Right. So what we have done, we have diversified our revenue, though the product is same, but the market is different. That can be considered different source of revenue. So we are getting from corporates and we are getting from government. And the last session we discussed how it is different, how we have to do a different deal with each one of them. Let's say individual can be influenced by what is trending, but the corporate may be interested in what is trustworthy, and government must be interested in something which is economic. Right.
And also even with the product, it's slightly diversified by, because PCs and computers will be the major stream of income from this business, and peripherals and other set of components and other consumables will be the secondary income streams which comes along with the PCs or laptops. So we can consider this way as well.
Right. What else? What else can be other source? Can we sell insurance? Because we are selling new plus use. It's not like 100% use we are doing. With the new one now, insurance can be there. That can also give us a source of revenue. Just think outside the box, not just this basic business revenue. What else we can do? Sometimes a simple question can be there: how we can improve our profit? So you cannot improve your profit without increasing your revenue, isn't it? How much cost you can save, and where and all you can save.
Sir, in many corporates, I heard that their computers and other gadgets are leased by some other companies. So why our company can go for a leasing with because they already had many corporate customers. So why they can go for another business model like leasing their products instead of selling them, which will
Right.
increase the revenue, right? I think so.
Possible. What we can do different deal. We can think of not only selling but maybe leasing. Which one is beneficial for us? That way, we can plan.
Or we can do both.
Yeah, we can do both, or we can have a separate deal with different companies depending on how big they are.
Yeah. Okay. Yes.
And I think that with this model of leasing, uh, we can also sign with them SLAs. So basically, we give them, supposing that the leasing cost is covered in the first year or second year, but we give them a 5 years warranty, basically, and we say we are going to maintain them for the next 5 years. So we build up a model where they pay a fixed amount for the 5 years. So the rest is like for them it is like headache free, say that. So it's like a full service level agreement, so we give them a service, anything happens we replace or repair on site or whatever condition suits our company, we can do that with our staff and our expertise.
Right. So especially the corporate, they don't want headache. They are so much of pressure they have to maintain other way around.
Hmm.
Even the cost wise, sometimes they'll negotiate, but they don't want this extra management of things. That's a good point.
And also
So
we
our
can
major, yeah, go ahead.
and also we can sell the service through contracts. Like if we used to do some bulk sales to corporates and other public companies. So while doing so, we can sell our services as well in terms of contract. Like for the first 3 months, it will be free for you, and for the next 3 or next 6, you have to pay a certain amount. So we can make it along with the purchase of these systems or computers, whatever they buy.
Right.
So it
Right. Or can we do, but I don't know if we have so much of employees, 350 employees, can we also do servicing for the other companies who already have hardware they have bought from somewhere? Or let's say we are giving them some hardware which is 10% of their overall computers and electronics they have. What if they need support with the maintenance of the other 90%?
Yeah, it's possible.
Yeah, it's possible. I agree. And
Yeah.
basically, when you give support, you have a chance to upsell. So basically, when you are maintaining the systems, you can always say that okay, we are maintaining, but some of the systems are actually some of the pieces may have been worn down to a level where they cannot be done anything more. So there, that gives a chance for upselling. So we can start a upselling market there.
Right.
Yeah, then maybe there's another option. Maybe we can also another option we can also explore to increase our income. We currently in terms of our online sales, the delivery is being done through delivery service being offered by a third party. We can also offer to deliver ourselves directly and get the income.
Sorry, can you repeat? I didn't get the point.
Okay, what I'm saying is, when a customer makes a purchase online, right?
Yeah.
Then the delivery to the customer is happening through a third party courier company.
Okay.
Okay, so what I'm saying is we can actually also take advantage of that opportunity. Since we are the ones who are selling, we can also even control the whole like value chain up to customer delivery. We can also venture into that and also get that margin.
Yeah,
But the problem
margin.
is going into logistics can be very tricky. You're saying to do the logistic, right?
Yeah, and Misbah and Marshall, I think
Yes.
in that point is good, but there may be a now if you are going to do a complete delivery system, so basically uh, we have to check our financials whether we have the capability or surplus cash to invest into the capital investment because we may need trucks or delivery vans or whatever. So are we willing to do that? That's completely a different additional cost center.
Right.
Yeah, I totally agreed with Mr. Something. Practically, I tell you that we are in construction business. So mostly we are delivering from Ras Al Khaimah to Abu Dhabi and Dubai. So it's already rental companies we are hiring. So last time my manager asked me to prepare a comparison that uh, we can do our own business in logistics. So we have prepared all these uh, things, but it was not feasible for us because there's a lot of complications and all these things are available. So we cannot move logistics because it's altogether a different business. We cannot say we
Correct.
can go to logistics.
And you are then diverting your energies into something which you are not good at,
Yeah,
basically.
definitely.
Correct.
Anything else we can do?
So I feel that in the pre-screen, it is shown that major of our individual customers are aging in between 16 to 17 years old, right? So if that means most of them are students. So if we are introducing a new e-learning platform like what Byju's or Udemy or what they have done, it will lead to some revenue source within the organization, right?
So that is like going to a conglomerate totally. Remember, we are not a listed company. This point is valid. Again, we have to consider both the side of the coin. We are
Mhm.
not a listed business. So if you are unlisted, you don't have that much of funds.
Mm. Yeah.
You can also have a problem. There is one basic answer I was expecting. Again, your points are correct. Is marketing. We have website. If people are coming to our website, they will see marketing, isn't it? And that will be a source of revenue for us. Simple as that. Lowest risk, highest return. So we have to always pitch in for the options which has the low risk and high return, because it is like a byproduct of our current service what we are doing.
Yes,
Isn't it?
can you elaborate more on this?
How does it work exactly, Misbah?
What I'm saying is, if people are coming on our website, they have given how we are doing is electronic, right? It's like Amazon and eBay. We have a website. People are coming to buy our products. So on the site, we can do a small advertisement. For example, when you go to a news, reading news, I think we discussed previously, or on YouTube, when you open, you get advertisement, isn't it? So why
Correct.
can't we lease that space to the other companies for marketing?
Oh, wonderful. Yeah, yeah, it's a good idea. Yeah.
That's like an easiest way.
Yes, possible.
And we don't have risk also in that. And the best part is, we know our audience. We can do target audience. Nowadays, companies don't want to spend anything on marketing. This billboard and all, it's there, but it's not growing. Why? Because companies have got enough data. They can target. A lot of target marketing is happening. What is your YouTube and your friend YouTube or somebody in your family is totally different. Your Insta, your LinkedIn, everything is different. Why? Because of data, things have become tailored. So companies are saving a lot of money. I think the last class I was giving you the example of a company called Densu International. Did I? Okay, so Densu International is a Japanese company, but they are listed in UK. And in fact, his director is also CIMA qualified. He did CIMA with us only. So he was saying it was, I think, 2 years back. In that year, they've acquired around 100 plus companies. And the only reason they acquired was because of big data, so that they can do targeting. And I was like, is it worth it? He's saying they are saving a lot of money with that, because they don't need to play the guesswork anymore. Things are getting more precise. And you can imagine how much budget these companies have for marketing. And especially, we have such a wonderful data here about their age group. And from the age group, we can also look at their income group. From the income group, for example, first segregation we can do by age, then gender, then income, then city, right? For example, now what Meta has launched, I hope you guys have noticed. Previously, they used to give like international advertisements, like big companies and all. But now, all these companies have become very clever. If you are in a certain city, they'll give you the local area advertisement. And same thing now, Jio was doing when it was showing free IPL, Indian Premier League. So they were showing local advertisement. And this is a win-win situation, because small and medium businesses can pitch in. You can also show this as your CSR, and at the same time, uh, we have more options of creating revenue. Also, we are operating for a very long time, so why don't we go and check with our previous customers when they need to do upgrade? I believe we might also have a data how many years they are using, 2 years, 3 years. I don't think people will use. Most of them will not use for more than 3 years, isn't it? Especially if it is already used one. What do you guys think?
Yeah, our computers are already used and we are repackaging them. So basically, the lifespan of our computers should not be more with the current kind of technology, etc. Right?
Yes. And it's more costly from the company, especially corporate. If they try to save money here, the efficiency, the speed will be so slow. Even if they do their numbers, they'll understand that upgrading is cheaper for them. It's more cost effective.
Maybe we can also introduce something like cloud computing, like for the data storage for the people, like special services. Like since we don't have that business line in our Ressett, we could introduce saying that a cloud storage system, because since we are already selling computers, etc., those people would have additional storage instead of they going to Google or Apple, they can come to us and start with our companies first and put it into our.
So you are saying make our own data centers? I mean, that will be, that's possible,
Or
but again,
buy
it's
space
very, yeah. Tell me.
to our platform. It's
Our
a revenue stream
platform, you are saying.
since the customers are already, yeah, through our platform, through our company platform.
Yeah, they can book. So through website, we can do a lot of services. But having our
Yeah,
own
to the
data
website.
centers and all, it's not feasible. We don't have that much resource expertise. That's a different business. That's like you're competing with
Yeah,
Amazon.
but correct. But you can always buy space from these people, no? You can always tie up agreements with them, no? To use,
Sublease
I
we
think,
can do.
yeah, like a venture or something with these people. At the
Hello?
end of the day, Google or Apple, they also want to sell. They
Obviously.
also want to sell their service. So buy that services from them only. So we don't have to invest in a data center, but at least the source will be through our company platform. When
Right.
we can suggest doing a research on that more feasibility. If that is feasible, then why not?
Possible. Okay. Good going. Just last one question. How we can save cost now? What are the areas we can do the savings?
I think our financials shows that we are actually reduced our cost, whereas the our competitor is increasing the cost. So cost wise, I think we are doing well.
But maybe it has helped them in their revenues also.
Hmm.
Our revenues also gone up by 3%. I hope you guys have reviewed this document I've sent in the morning.
Yeah.
But anyways, we'll come to this. How we can save? Just generalize. A logical point. What comes to you as a business owner?
We can negotiate the prices with the suppliers.
Very good. That's the first and the most logical point. Negotiation. We can negotiate also with this delivery partner, the logistic team, the third parties.
Yeah. Mm.
What else? We can even, we are buying from someone. Can we just go and buy in even bulk and remove this intermediary? What is intermediary? Intermediary is like a middleman. This can be a little bit risky, but if you remove their intermediary, directly you buy from the manufacturer, or directly you buy from, where they are buying from. So we can have their margin also. Their margin will be passed on to us.
Our packaging and delivery is we are doing by inventory department, so we can outsource that packaging part, like Amazon warehouse or like that.
Sorry.
And currently we are doing packaging by ourselves.
Packaging.
But yeah, for the delivery purpose. So if we can outsource it, same like Amazon, maybe we will save with the packaging materials and labor we are spending on that on our.
But if we outsource, we are not such a big business. It can affect our quality. Remember, these products, maybe, there can be theft happen. A lot of risk will increase. That's also another thing. It's possible, but it's risky. Plus, the third party will know about our business and they will become our competitors. Technically, if you see, we are not adding much value in the product. We are just buying and selling. Even in that, we outsource some of the business, then anybody can copy our business model. We don't have a lot of secrets of the trade. If you have some strategy to manage that risk, definitely we can. For example, if you go with the textbook, what it says normally is like, don't outsource your core competence. So competencies can be divided into two: threshold and core. Threshold is order qualifier. Now everybody is doing that. Everybody is selling. They have online presence. They have customer service. They give good pictures of the product. Everything. And core competency is order winner. Like trust, we have created the goodwill, the brand value, maybe better pricing. For some time, core competency can be perceived. So what the textbook says is, we should not outsource our core competency. Otherwise, anybody will copy our business. That makes complete sense, isn't it? Because threshold, if you do it, fine. But your main job also, you're outsourcing. Let's say you're providing financial services and you outsource that to other company. Then what you are doing? The other company can do it directly with the client, isn't it? However, there are some rare cases. For example, there is a company called in India, Mamaearth. It's a skincare brand. They sell all the skin products, and obviously everyone expects them to manufacture it, but they don't manufacture. Somebody else is manufacturing it. And what is their core competency? I believe is marketing. So they are going against the tide, and they are successful. They got listed also, and they're doing pretty good. But the risk factor is higher. Okay. I just want to show you one thing before we start. Yeah. Can you see a different screen? Excel, Rotomine.
Yes.
All right. So this is an analysis for a different company called Rotomine. I want you guys to work like this for Ressett. All of you should have your own Excel. In that, you should make a different tab. For example, financials, make one tab. I have already given you, I'll give you more. Work on your financials, make a list, make your point, put your own analysis, what has happened, how it has happened, put your own summarized version of this. This is by some student. Obviously, you don't need to copy the same thing, but the format is good. I want all of you to have your own thing. Okay. For example, I asked stakeholders. You should have a list of stakeholders in this. Then you can write how it's changed. And ideally, you should write the summary, but here that is missing. This is just like the working, what has gone up, what has gone down. So in that analysis, what you can do, what you understand, what is your point of view, what are your things, how it is affecting the Ressett business. Then same thing with the board of directors. Technically, it is a strategic case study file, so board of directors is more. You can ignore board of director, not very important. Risk is important for us. Here it is 50, But you guys can come up with at least 30 risks. Write the risk, for example, political risk, describe the risk, how it will impact our business, and how we can mitigate the risk. That also you need to do. Are you getting the point? For example, currency risk is there. We are operating in 6 countries and shipping products to more than 90 countries. Impact, exchange rate fluctuations and related impact which may lead to the variation in revenue. Mitigation plan, leveraging treasury team. So we should have a treasury department. Hedging we can do. Additionally, can deal with contracts which can pass on the exchange rate fluctuations by ensuring billing in the base currency. Like CIMA, what they do, they ask you to pay in local currency. That's the mitigation. So need to make a list of at least 30 risks, 25 to 30. I hope you guys can do it and makes this a separate column to write it down. Okay. Then next will be to do the pestle analysis, political situation, what we have in land, economic situation. I know in the pre-scene they have not given much, but whatever you can, or some points you can write generally. If they say it's a developed country, just write what is happening in the UK, consider that, or any developed country. For example, in developed country, the economic situation is good, the living standard is higher, the health and safety regulation is strict. Imagine if data violation happens, we are not able to delete the previous customer's files and it pass on to the new one. Especially people nowadays have a lot of photos, personal photos also. What if that goes public? Then there will be a big litigation issue, then reputational risk. Excuse me. Are you following it? Then for social, technological. Then do a SWOT analysis for Ressett. What is the strength of the business? What is the strength of Ressett? Can you tell me one strength quickly? Hello? Tell me one strength, one weakness, one opportunity, and one threat for Ressett. Okay, let me start. The first strength is we are having a very strong brand name. We are operating more than 3 decades. That's a strength, isn't it? We are not new to the business. In fact, you can even put like precisely. We started in 1986. So 86 to 96, 2006, almost 40 years. It's 39 years, but you can say around 4 decades. Isn't that a strength? What else is a strength for us? Tell me one strength, one weakness, one opportunity, and one threat. Hello. Am I audible?
Yeah, you're audible, Misbah.
Yes, Siri. What comes to your mind? Why you guys are overthinking? It may be wrong at the most. What will happen? No need to waste time. Whatever comes to your mind, just say it.
See, Misbah, one point that comes to my mind is Ressett shows adaptability and digital focus. For example, this company was started in 1986 as a TVs and audios.
Right.
Then gradually it moved in 1990s, if I'm not wrong, added PCs and peripherals. Then during 1995, they fully specialized in PC selling. And by 2010, if year is correct, if I'm not wrong, they completely closed physical stores, and then they moved to online only. So they have the adaptability and digital focus also, if I'm not wrong.
Good point. That is a very big strength we have,
Yes, yes.
and that also help us to look at the opportunities in the market.
Correct. And they have mix of B2C and B2B as well. That also one
That
of
is
the major.
also a strength. Good point.
Yeah, yeah.
What is weakness, opportunity, and threat? One example again.
Weakness.
Others, you all guys also try, please.
Just give me 1 minute. Let me read it for a minute.
Yeah. Why others have gone silent? Santhan, Hassan, Dhanu.
So no physical stores also is a weakness because it will affect the trust of the customers, new customers, right? So it won't attract many new customers to their organization. That will be a weakness.
Right. There are some clients who still need physical or they want to come and buy it, especially the demographic.
Yeah, I think the old age group people, they will prefer to come and have the touch and feel. So then they are more influenced, they are more influenced to buy when they touch and feel the product, not seeing it on a picture or on the website. So in the demographic, the older generation would still want to do that. The younger generation might not want to do that.
Yes. So if we are 100% online, we are completely losing that market.
Yeah.
Okay, one opportunity and one threat.
Opportunity is that because online market has got a bigger reach. The reach is unlimited because whoever is surfing the net, and if our SEOs are strong, so then it's like then then definitely uh, we have a chance of a bigger hit on the websites, and therefore leading to the buys. Secondly, in websites, nowadays with the AI coming in, there is comparability is there, and we boast about that we are offering the best prices. Now, this data can be verified with through a AI. So
Right.
basically, if we are able to verify this data, so what we are boasting our claims that we are the cheapest, that itself will give us an edge. Therefore, that's an opportunity for increased business share.
Right. Well, if we are,
Yes.
but again, it can be subjective, the pricing, because sometimes we are including, let's say, delivery, we are including after sales service. And many times the pricing is unethical on the website.
But I think in the pre-scene it does mention that our prices are either value or delivery somewhere I read it
Yes, they're cheaper than
somewhere.
the competitors. They have mentioned.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically that means that is covered in the pre-scene. So we don't have to worry about that, right? It's mentioned clearly.
All right. Okay. And what is the threat?
Right. I mean, threat is that since we are directly exposing our prices, etc., into the market, so I mean the competition can always go $1 less, $2 less in the market and try to uh, cut over our pricing basically. Uh, Nowadays that happens. Somebody wants to take your market share. It is easy doable by that as long as you are not, if your IT team is not vigilant enough to keep a track on it all the time, and you may not even know suddenly your market share is decreasing and your competitor has taken because they have reduced their prices. It happens all the time.
Right. And especially like there is no limit. It's just like competitors are fighting and eventually both are losing.
Yeah, I mean, today IT market, for example, I mean, even if you do Dubai also, if you look at it, like Sian will agree with me, Sinan will agree with me. I mean, that IT markets like Lulu Center or Carrefour and all these people, they put every day so much of offers and this and that. So, like, sometimes I wonder how are they even doing it? But then they are doing it because they look at it in a different manner of how to get their cash in, basically. So that is how it works. So this way, for Ressett, from point of view of Ressett, it can be as a threat.
Right. And sometimes they are getting a revenue from a different source. This is just to attract the customers. Let's say mobiles they are selling cheap, and now once the customer is there, they are selling them the laptop maybe or the other products.
Hmm. Yeah, that is always the marketing gimmick, right? When you go to any mall, they will say discount up to 80%. Up to nobody is reading. Everybody sees 80%, discount 90%, but they are putting in a small letter up to. That up to is the catch. When you go inside, you find one item of 80%. Rest all are different prices.
Right.
Also, the demand for PCs are reducing, and most importantly, products like scanners, printers may go obsolete, meaning that people may not may not wish to buy it.
Yes.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And when I was reading this pre-sin, I noticed that only two players are there in this market. I think one is Ressett and is Fix Up or something like that. So if there is one more comes in the market, then ultimately Ressett's revenue will dilute for sure. So that also one threat.
I think the sustainability of this business model itself is a big question mark. I feel so. But since they're saying that they're successful for quite some time, but I think in the longer run, with the evolving technology, etc., sustainability can be a big challenge.
Right. Bigger players can disrupt it easily. Just like Amazon, we are competing with Amazon because they can allow used also. Then we have Facebook, Marketplace, eBay, and everything.
Who is competing against Amazon, especially in Gulf? Only Noon, right? Who else is there? Major competitor.
In the Gulf, you mean to say?
Yeah, especially in Gulf means.
I mean, direct Amazon competitor is not very strong, basically. Noon and etc. They are like more. They started in the food delivery before, and then they got up into different things. Now they are even delivering vegetables, everything. But Noon,
Yes.
if you look at the pricing, the prices are higher. Noon.
Higher.
But
Correct.
people don't realize, because the strategy in Noon is basically is that they deliver to you even a small amount. Like today, if you are cooking something and you require 250 grams of some small item ingredient, now that 250 grams will be cheaper for you. I mean, the amount will look at, let's say, 4 dirham, 5 dirham, but they will still deliver to you. Whereas a half kilo will cost you 20 dirhams or 15 dirhams. So what will happen is that you look at, array, in the market I saw this is for 15 dirhams, but you look at a 1 kilo packet or a half a kilo packet. Here they are giving only 250 grams. This part nobody is able to see. This is actually my wife brought it to my notice actually. She said noon is expensive. So I said, why? They're cheap. They said, no, it's not cheap. Look at the quantity. They are playing on the minds of the people. You understand?
Mm.
That's a very good point. And most of the companies do that. They just reduce the quantity. They don't want to increase the price. That's also what shrinkflation works. Companies find it difficult because they know people not consciously look at the quantity. They have their budget, they'll buy that much. In fact, sometime I recently noticed in one restaurant they have reduced the size. And after eating, we are like, okay, I've eaten the same, but now I'm feeling a little more hungry. I used to be full. Then we realize the plate, the packaging from downside, they have put in a different design. Almost 20% of the quantity is gone.
Yeah, yeah,
So things like
absolutely.
this. But it helps. It helps the business.
Yeah,
Because sometimes people have a budget. If I go to restaurant, if I go outside, this much I'll spend. Now, how much quantity, quality, that's a different thing.
yeah. Do you feel good at least you eat in the restaurant? That's more important.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I hope this is clear. So please make a document like this. All of you should have it. And it will take time. Maybe, once it might take even a month for you to get it completely ready. But make sure by next week, at least you have the stakeholders, the SWOT, at least 10 risk maybe you can get in a week. Pestle SWOT, start working. And this is a continuous process. You cannot just finish this file. This is the main document you should revise before going to the exam. Maybe you can add a list of the pre-scene analysis also. Like your own summarized version in 2-3 pages. What you understood from Ressett. No need to compare that with others. Another important part here is stakeholders, which we discussed now. This is how I want you guys to do it, because I believe this will be easier. Like you write the stakeholder name, their power and interest in our business, where they're classified like key players and all, what role they have and what is their expectation or how we manage their expectation. If you do this, it will be very easy. There is one aspect in management case study, if some of you have attempted before, it says managing internal external stakeholder. That is easiest to score. And this is where most of the students are getting down arrow. Why? Because they have not done this strategy. If you do this, you'll be definitely getting good marks on that particular skill. Okay. Again, tabs, you are flexible. These are just examples. Like here we have also mentioned about product development. You can change the heading. You can say other revenue streams for Ressett. Then make a list and how it will work. But make sure don't just write the headers. You need to have an explanation. Why, how, when. That is what will be defining the quality of your answers. If you just give, okay, stakeholder name, risk name, or the revenue stream name, no, definitely not. It's a failure, 100% failure in the exam. How you justify what, why, when, then only you'll get marks. It's not like fill in the blanks. For some students, they put one word and they copy everything from the pre-scene. That is also wrong. Rote writing, 100% fail. To go into depth, it's very easy, you just have to think a little bit and analyze. And don't be overconfident that you will remember. We are discussing something in class, you'll 100% forget in 1-2 hours. So make sure you're writing. And if you write in different places, different file, it will be difficult. Especially all of you guys are working. It's almost impossible for you guys to, maintain track of all of this. Plus you have family responsibilities and maybe some other problems as well. So make sure everything is in one file. You just open it, update it, keep it. Simple as that. It's very easy to revise. Or what you can do is you can make a tab, all tab now itself, let's say today or tomorrow, and start filling one tab. In few days, you can set a target. You can also track your progress, how far I have reached. Maybe you can add some more tab with your own mocks. Each mock one tab, mock 2 how I perform, question and answer. So this will be a very smart strategy to work on.
Okay, Mr. This you can share with us just for as like a template. Maybe we can also add our own tabs as our own.
Yes, I am about to share. Just one thing, I'll share it now itself.
Okay. Then we can customize it here now.
Yes. This I usually give for strategic case study, also management case study. For both, it is important. This is more on strategy, but it will 100% help in management case study also. Just give me 1 second, I'll put on the group. Because case study exam preparation is also about research and analysis. It's no more just a question and answer we can do. I'm sharing for a company called Leother. Here it was saying Rotomine, but doesn't matter. The format and everything remains the same. Format. Yeah. I hope you guys can open it. You should open in your phone also. Okay. So now we can go back to the presentation. Otherwise, another thing you can do is just make this and make a Google Drive link, and you can share the link with me so I can also see what is happening. That is also fine. That's up to you. Okay, back to pre-scene. So we have discussed about buying and selling previously. We have also discussed about the stakeholders. I think we saw the board directors also. Business model, yes or no? Administration we have seen. I think we saw board of directors. Did we? Anyways, we can start from here. So Ressett board structure. Technically, we are unlisted business, so we don't have a very strict regulation for that. But still, having board of directors and especially having non-executive directors. What is the difference between executive and non-executive? Non-executives work like a watchdog. They are primarily not working for money. They must be, a CEO or a good position in other company. They are here just to act for the interest of shareholders. Because in a listed company, we have a problem that the owners and the people who are working are not the same. But again, that problem still exists, maybe a little lesser in a small and medium companies also. Let's say these 350 employees, they are not the owners of Ressett. The shareholder may be different. Or maybe none of the shareholder is part of the board of directors. So how they can trust that the executive are taking decision for company's interest, not their personal interest? Because anybody will be tempted to look at their personal interest first. But as long as it is ethical, it's fine. But if they do something unethical, manipulative, for example, let's say we are giving them remuneration based on the profits, every year profit. So what will happen? The biggest disadvantage is they'll try to cut all the future expenses, capital expenses, innovation, what we want to do, research and development. Why? Because the current year profit can be compromised. So for 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, they can achieve. What will happen after that? After that, we'll lose the competitive edge. We'll lose the core competency. Like we said, our strength was we keep on innovating, we keep on responding to the changing market, but that will go away. So who will take care of that? NED will take care of. And again, for that, we have different committees. Remuneration committee is there who will decide on that, audit committee, nomination committee. However, that committees and everything is not part of our syllabus at management case study. That will be with us for next in the strategic one. So here, what we need to look at is how organized we are. Yes, we are organizing. We have a specific role. We have a separate Jamie as buying director. We have Yarochi as sales, Paul inventory and IS, Hazel finance director, Magdalena CEO. Also, if you see the names in NED, we have Hamza Salim as a chair. Chair is the most powerful person, and even the most powerful person in the board is given to a NED because they don't have personal interest. In fact, just to give you an idea, when NED is selected, they look at the independence. Independence means the NED cannot be the shareholder, cannot be the customer, cannot be the supplier. So he or she should not have the personal interest. Otherwise, no point having an NED. Imagine NED as a supplier. Obviously, he will try to push his company's interest first. Imagine he is a CEO of a supplier. What will happen? We have Geraldine, we have Frank, Marita. Anyways, so another thing we can notice here is different names. What does it say? It says diversity. Another good thing about a company is it should be diverse. In fact, companies are motivated to have diverse board. Diverse board is also ethical because it is an equal opportunity for all the employees. But at the same time, our strategy and everything will be more aligned, because if you are having people from same culture, let's say same country, same place, they'll have their own biases, and operating internationally or even the same country, it can be a problem. But if you have diverse team, everybody bring a fresher perspective, and we want people to disagree with each other respectfully, then we can have a better strategy, better ideas win, not just the position. Defining values, creating value, we already discussed last time on the peripherals. Make sure you are very confident. It's better if you can remember this also by heart, not word by word, but what does it say. Now going to the financials. Okay, what should be our aim in financials? They are not expecting you to do any calculation. They are not expecting you to know the numbers. Then you can ask why they have given us. They have given us to compare how we are performing from last year to this year. We can do certain ratios. For example, we can see what is our gearing ratio, debt to equity. For example, a scenario comes in how to raise the finance. So if we know that our debt and equity ratio is good, so we can still leverage debt and get the tax benefit. Plus, it's less risky compared to equity. Also, they give the competitors to understand what the competitors are doing. Because if both are growing, that means the market is growing. If both are not, that means the market is getting saturated like that. Then how much dividend we paid and all of this. They have not mentioned. I think last time somebody was asking about the dividend, like unlisted companies. Unlisted companies also give dividend because they have shareholders. I'm just double checking if they are mentioned about listing. No. Okay. So to understand the financials proper, we have a document. Separate, we'll go to that file. All right. And just to give you heads up again, none of this document analysis, files, pre-seen, you will get it completely in the one go. Let's say now we are discussing financials. We cannot be overconfident, okay, in 1 hour, you'll be, completely knowing everything about it. You might have to do it 10 times. Now you'll get clarity, but you have to remember and put analysis. This numbers should be in your brain. You have to think about it. And you don't need to always sit with the notes. If you have that idea, okay, Ressett numbers are this. If you're traveling, if you're doing some other household work also, you can just think of it and you'll get ideas. You'll think of problems. You can also come up with the solutions. All right. What makes financial statement critical? It evaluates profitability and revenue generation. It gives us an idea. For example, we discuss different source of revenue. So that we can understand if currently we are getting 5% increase, 3% increase, how much more we can get in the future. Or we can even compare. Sometimes what happen, no, the increase in revenue is not actual. Let's say the inflation rate in our country is 5%, and based on that we have increased the price of 5%. So we have not earned technically anything. In numbers it will look okay, our revenue has gone up, but technically nothing has happened. Same thing can be happening with the expenses. Our price remain the same, but the cost has gone up. Then we'll say our profit has gone down. Your profit has not gone down. It was an inflation thing. It was an external factor. We can't do anything for that. Or we can do little for that, can we say? Not anything. Cash flow statements, the inflows and outflows, most important part. This is where the lenders and everything come in. Stakeholder decision, managing stakeholder. We are making a list in the analysis. But based on that, we need to take decisions. These numbers are to motivate you to take certain decisions or give you the background. Then trend identification is also there. Sometimes they give you specific models, how much numbers we're getting. It helps to forecasting and planning. I mean, there can be so many more. You guys are working in reporting and you have worked with that. So you have practical idea as well. Okay. So let's start with the Ressett. This is in $L million, L land. So first, profit or loss, or we can say income statement. revenue, if you compare from 24 to 25, obviously it has gone up. How much? 6%. Absolute change is like 6 in million, in percent is 3%. Technically going up is good, but 3%, what do you think? 3% is not that great, isn't it? But now how to compare? Let's go to the competitor. For the competitor fixed up 9%. What do you think about this now? 9% is a very massive amount. 3%, 9, almost 3 times. That means we are lacking in certain things. We are lacking in certain things. We are lacking maybe in tech. We are lacking in innovation. We are lacking in deals. That is just in percentage change. Now, if you look at the numbers also, 197, 203, but number wise we are better. But still, last year performance for them was extraordinary. Remember, in exam, 99.9% they won't ask you anything about the competitor. The competitors, you don't need to remember the numbers also. This is just to compare and to improve our understanding of the analysis. Okay, so don't worry about too much of the competitor. Now, cost of sale has technically 144 to go 146, 1.67%. Okay, this is still good. Many times what happens when the revenue goes up, the cost of sales can be same, sometimes even more. Let's say 3% increase in revenue, then cost of sale has gone up by 5%. You must have heard situations like that, isn't it? Ultimately, how much gross profit we are getting, that is important. So gross profit has gone up by 6.9. This was a good thing. This number maybe you can remember. Some numbers you can remember. It's not mandatory, but if you want to justify, let's say a question comes up, do you think that our current business model is sustainable? And if you want to write in a positive side, so you can see, yeah, it's sustainable because recently we have seen almost 7% increase in the gross profit, and that's very healthy. And you can say that is also around 14% for our competitors. That also shows us the market opportunity is there. Right?
What about the percentage to sales, Misbah? If you compare percentage to sale, then we need to check that also. If competitor is less than, sorry, Ressett is higher than the competitor, then we are doing well, right?
Right, definitely.
It is
Yes,
just a change. This is just change from last year to this year. If we compare with the percentage to sale, then we will ultimately know who is doing better in margin.
right. Yeah, so different ratios we can do to understand, and each ratio can give us like different understanding. Now we are just looking at the overview. So if you go in different one, yes, it can give a better understanding. Then other expenses, what we have, admin expenses. Admin is taking a lot of thing. Remember, we just talk about how we can save our cost. So I believe we can do something with the admin. Almost it was 30 million. I mean, we have brought it down to 28.5, but I believe there can be still opportunity to do this with the admin. If we compare to the fixed sub, their admin has also come down. So sorry, they have gone up from 23 gone up to 28. They are not able to manage this, and that to 17%. Why do you think that has happened? For us, why it might have come down? Obviously, we don't know exactly what are the guesses, and why do you think it has gone up for them?
Because of the sales increase for them.
Yes, maybe they have hired more salespeople, or they are giving higher commission aggressively, and therefore their sales have gone up.
And they might be still running with the stores, could be. Rental will also impact, right? Or
Sorry?
no, if the competitor is running still with the stores, since the reset has been moved from stores to online, then ultimately rental will reduce. So if the competitor is still running with the stores, including e-com, then ultimately their admin means the rental will also be part of admin.
I don't
Yeah.
think they are doing offline
No.
because the number is still similar. Let me see if they have given in the pre-scene. We go to the competitor. Pixup is a Ressett's closest direct competitors, being the only other major PC peripherals and consumer reseller in Lemland. It has very similar business model to Ressett's purchasing PC peripherals, consumer and manufacturer retailer, and corporate IT user. Very similar means I believe they are also 100% online.
Okay.
Because if they would have been doing offline, there will be a major difference in their admin expenses and all. But if you see numbers, we have 28 and they have 29. That's it. Then operating profit is very important to have a good operating profit because based on that we are getting debt. So the first ratio the bank is looking as interest cover rate. And how the interest cover is calculated? Operating profit divided by finance cost. They want 4 times, 5 times, 6 times. But overall, we have a very good interest cover. Moreover, if you see our finance cost has not gone up. We have not taken any loan. And even the number is very small. What interest commitment we have per year is just 0.7 million. That means we have enough opportunity to raise debt. And if you try to look at the industry, they are also doing very low. I don't know why. But there is one disadvantage. What is that? The disadvantage is we are not getting enough tax benefit. We are not leveraging debt. What do you think about that? Will you recommend them to go for it? Let's say a question comes, you want to bring in innovation. Obviously, we need money. So do you think we should change this or try to maintain it low? And why?
It completely depends on the liquidity. I mean, since we have enough cash, then why do we need go? Why should we go for debt?
Right.
We have around 203 million or billion, whatever it is. If we have that enough, like recovery from the customer, we have enough cash in hand, then as a business person, I should not go for lending or means borrowing money from banks. Okay, if we have that plan to reduce means to get the tax, then okay, that is another choice.
And what about
But
the tax?
yeah, the tax part, I think so. If there is an opportunity in a way, if we restructure our cost or something like that, or maybe the complete model where, like, I mean, there is today tax is based on certain profits or certain amount generated. So maybe if there is some rules which can be applied where we can change certain things, like maybe invest some amount, since we already have excess cash also, invest some amount something into somewhere where which will result into uh, reducing the tax. We'll have to see this, do a analysis of what opportunity can be worked out. But yes, that is the area which can be proposed to work on.
Right. Plus, we need to see what all sourcing option. Other than that, we don't have even another sourcing option because our shares will not be that marketable.
Hmm.
Then profit for the year has gone up 3%, overall percent in 9. That's fine. Okay. Operating profit and profit before tax both rose by 20, signaling improved operational efficiency. We have achieved, we are into the good hands. I think this is the time where product development or market development can also be thought of, because overall things look stable, isn't it? And when things are stable, there's the right time to look for change, look for opportunity. And again, I believe there should be more opportunities of saving these expenses, administrative expenses, because 30 million or 28.5 million is still too high, right? Maybe, we can save on the traveling, make it online. The meetings can be done online. Not every meeting, obviously, but wherever it can be. Especially post COVID, people have become comfortable doing things online. A 30% increase in tax expense slightly offset the bottom line gains. Stable finance, no change in interest, that's fine. Now, if you look at the balance sheet or statement of financial position, this also gives us an idea about our asset which can be used for collateral. Or sometime what happen if our finance cost has gone up, that may be because we have invested in the asset. But here the asset has gone up, but the finance cost is not. So maybe we used our retained earnings. Possibilities there. Intangible asset. What is the intangible asset for us? What is the example of intangible assets?
Goodwill.
Goodwill. The licenses we have, the website we have, the software we have, the logos. What else in our business? Even customer data, I think nowadays, if it can, will qualify as intangible asset.
Patents and everything if you are doing something.
Patent is that. So one common question they might ask you for MCS is, what can we recognize as intangible asset? So for IS 38, it will come. We'll discuss that in F2 also. F2. When you can, sold it separately, when you have economic benefit of that, there is certain criteria to classify. Not everything we look like can be classified as intangible asset. For example, if something cannot be sold separately, or for example, something is there, it adds value, but it's not giving economic value, then it's not classified as an intangible asset. You cannot pass it on. If you cannot sell it to somebody, pass on to somebody, it's not. However, if you look on the negative side or the downside, our intangible assets should increase. Don't you think so? Because the core competency of our business is just intangible asset. Rest all, I believe most of the competitors are doing, or maybe Fix Up is also doing.
In which way, Ms. Mark?
Sorry.
How we do that for the intangible assets?
Yeah, that we have to think upon our business, how we can improve our brand value. Shall we do more sponsorings? Shall we do more marketing? Shall we be more visible? Shall we sponsor events? Shall we reach out to university? Why don't we make university a client? And we can do some part of that in CSR. We can give a discount pricing. So we start building relationship. Why university? Why not school? From the school, university itself. And we know that maximum customers are coming from that criteria. So anyways, that kids and teenagers will have a recognized brand. So they want to use the same thing when they do it for personal, because they have used similar at work, at school and college or university. Property, plant and equipment has gone up. Maybe we have bought a warehouse, maybe we have bought a machinery, but I don't know why we'll need machinery. Maybe certain software again should go in intangible asset. Don't know exactly. Inventory has gone up. Usually inventory, maybe we are planning to keep a ratio between the sales and the inventory. What do you expect for 2026? Maybe that's the reason. And at the same time, we can reduce the inventory. But if you reduce the inventory, it's difficult because we are into the push mode. For example, I think if you remember, we watched one video on introduction. It was saying a good thing. If you're posting something on online or website, you should have at least 10 units of that. That's the company was following. Because if you have less than that and it shows and it is not in the stock or is sold out, then people slowly will lose trust. They'll think this company is just doing time pass. They are not trustworthy, they will say. Trade and other receivables. What kind of other receivables we have, or what are trade receivables? Maybe we are selling in credit some part of the business. Usually corporate and government, they won't pay in cash, isn't it? Do you think there can be a conflict because of this between us and like B2B and B2G deal? Do you think there can be a conflict? Or how we can avoid a conflict from arising? This can be a people skill question for you. Firstly, think what will be the receivables we have and how we can solve this conflict, how we can avoid this conflict. Hello?
Proportionate payment terms can be, if we use that proportionate payment terms, then we can avoid the conflict. First of all, when we get the what you call the approved PO, we should ask for 25%. Or after installation, like 25%. Then the final final launching, then we ask for rest of the 50% of it. So if we use that type of payment term, then we can avoid the cash crunch, I would say.
Good point.
Yeah.
So we should have a good payment terms. If
Yes.
not 100% advance, but at least
Yes.
in percentages. Yeah.
100. We can use LG or LC also, right? In this case, or possible letter of credit or something like that with the bank.
Yes. So we can take the money and use for expenses and later on. But bank will again charge commission. And who will compromise? Is it us or them? Usually now banks are doing a lot of deals like that. We can just go them and maybe the customer is paying an installment, but we can get everything in one go.
Yeah.
But we have to compromise 2%, 3%, depending on the deal.
Yeah. And there are third-party team also who collects the money and they will take the like 5%. That also a relief. If means we will assign the complete accounts receivable to them. They will collect money from the customers and they will charge like 1%, 2% of the complete AR. That also we can use that.
Yes. So the we can use third party. That is the way of managing conflict we are saying.
I think so because
sorry.
Yeah.
Tell me.
Yeah, means we don't deal directly with the customers. Since we are introducing the third party, they will deal with the customer. Then ultimately, the conflict can be reduced. That is my opinion. There will be different opinions. So that is my opinion.
Yeah, so we have to think about, this is like a risk. So when you manage risk, you have to think of different controls. So think of that also. Then if you go to share capital and premium is 6 million. Retained earning has gone up obviously because of the profits. So retained earning is good if they ask you how to source the finance. So you have two options ready. One is debt, one is retained earnings. But the thing is, retained earning is not equal to cash. That we need to be careful. Total equity is 27. Loans have remained the same, 8 million loan. In fact, we can give away the entire loan with our retained earnings if we have it. But again, that will be risky. Trade and other payables, almost same. Tax liability has gone up because of profit. Or maybe these are indirect taxes they are talking about, because that we've already paid. Total liability is 50. Overall, the company's situation looks stable. Nothing very, exciting, or nothing very much of a risk. You can remember some of the numbers which might help you to justify the points. The same point we have been discussed here, like PPA saw 30% increase, 30.8. So just capital investment possibly in production capacity, infrastructure modernization. Bank balance rose by 13%. So that is an advantage. This is a very important thing. Bank, if you see, from 6.9 to 7.8. So that again improves our liquidity. So we have good liquidity, we have good reserves, we have less debt. I think this is the time that Ressett should go and take some extra risk, or this is a time to invest in the new areas. What can be the new areas we should work on? Any guess? Assuming we are in a stable situation, what do you think? Shall we go and do in different countries? Do you think it's possible?
We can even go for maybe
Excuse me.
diversification also, no?
What kind of diversification? Let's say an open-ended question comes in. You want to grow the business. What are the areas we should go?
Diversification, when I mean, is like they can go into thinking about entering into like logistics, for example, because since we are already having third party suppliers, so since it's not our core business, yet we could diversify and try to make all in-house things because our financial stability is there. We have the enough resources. So why don't we invest in this type of things? So indirectly, in the longer term, the whole thing remains with us today. The Ambanis, etc., why they grow up? They have all the places their companies. It is
Right.
they do everything by themselves. So for that reason, since we already are stable and we are doing well, we could do this. It is affordable. We don't have to take loans. We don't have to take this from our own resources. It is possible with our own return earnings can be done. So that can be a model, and indirectly in the long term, you will increase the revenues plus your money is rolling in house. Just a suggestion.
Right. Or maybe we can take a big risk. We can just go for listing and then diversify. Then the entire things we need to change. Excuse me. The entire business model need to be changed.
Yeah, resting when you're going means you're going for a different model altogether, right?
Yes.
Yeah, but that is a possibility. Yeah, you're right.
Because once we grow, by the time, ideally they should have been listed.
Hmm.
Because usually companies, they list after 15 years,
Hmm.
or we can say between 15 to 20 years. Like most of the startups, first 5 years they will fail. Then The remaining startups, they do good, and again in the next 5 years some of them will fail. But somehow if they survive 10 years, there is high opportunity they'll grow. Then they'll grow to a good scale till 15, and then 15, 16, 17, during that time they'll go for listing.
Mm.
But now we are almost 40 years, we have not been listed. Another thing is very easy. In fact, they don't need to do much. Maybe through same supplier as we discussed, they can start selling other white label products. Excuse me. Like we discussed, dishwasher is there, refrigerator is there, washing machines, dryer.
That's what, so they are going into diversification, no? Different area, no?
Yes, that is also diversification, but it's very relevant to what we are doing. We don't need to invest much, same technology, we just have to post new pictures in short. Maybe for the logistics, we need to see the space and everything, but overall that's the easiest and natural growth we can do.
Yeah, then the expertise also is required in that area. Now we are not expertise in those areas, right?
Yes, we might need to get a new director who knows
Yeah,
that.
new director, new management, because you don't know about electronic business of dishwashers or all those business. You don't know the second-hand things. Normally, what we do, we buy used stuff, then refurbish them, do those things, do a value add to it. So this has to be researched in detail. What value add we are going to add to this. It's just not putting pictures on the internet.
That's true. So we need expertise. That's the problem. We can solve it by getting a new director at the board who is coming from that sector, or maybe a senior manager. But director is better. Because senior manager again is not part of that decision making. Equity has also gone up. Return earnings grew up by 4 to 5%. Liability is the same thing. Strategic analysis, if you see, the company is growing sustainably with internal profits fueling asset expansion, equity strengthening. The good part was we increase our property, plant and equipment without taking any debt. Plus our retained earnings, everything and also gone up. New debt or equity issuance suggests disciplined financial management. Overall is good. The balance sheet remains healthy with a modest increase in total sales of 2.8. The uptake is capital expenditure could be signal of future growth and operational efficiency. Maybe we have already invested, and it's not like we invest this year, we'll get result this year. Maybe in 2026, we can see the difference. And very similar with the fix-up. So that gives us an idea that the industry is growing. Overall, if you see, their growth is better, but revenue-wise, we are bigger than them. We are like 197 and they're 170, 187. They're also selling online, but that is something weird for them. Why admission expense jumped by 17.6? Maybe they have some internal issues also. Or maybe they are very aggressive with the human resource. They've hired a lot of people.
And maybe they are paying well. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe they are paying well. They have increased the commission. Because usually
Yeah.
here, it's more of sales, right?
Yeah.
They are taking risk.
Might be they are investing more in marketing because their sales also increasing.
Yes. What happened with Byju's, an Indian company who they are into edtech. They were paying very good salaries. Anybody who go in new and they don't care what's the background, they're paying like 40, 50,000 local currency, almost like 500 pounds. It's difficult to get that kind of a job in that market. Plus the commission. In fact, if you see their balance sheet, they are paying lowest to the tutors, their core contributors, and the highest money was going to this salespeople. And that's the reason the company also collapsed. They were unethical. But here we are not making or adding anything to the quality, so ethics don't come in. It's just the business model. So it makes sense for them to invest in it. What we can do is just do guesses because we don't have the exact answer. Or we can try to look at the real world companies and see what they are doing or what their numbers looks like. Then top line, bottom line increased.
So when we don't have any proper exact answers, we
Right.
have to just propose that this is what we think, and we have to write down why we think, right?
Right. So that's also correct. Another way of looking at it is, Santhan, is when they'll ask question in the exam, question will be very exact. And for that question, they'll give you the information required.
Okay.
For example, a question is coming on increase or decrease in the administrative expenses for our company. Obviously, they will ask for fixer. So they'll give you the reference material. You remember the mock we discussed? I showed you the mock. So in the reference material, they'll give you all the information is required for that particular question. Then we don't have to worry. Let's say they are saying our admin expenses should go down more. It is coming as a negative thing. They are saying we are not doing good. So if you want to defend that, you can say, yes, we can do, but at the same time, competitors are even spending more than us. That way, we are not into that bad situation.
You can say that, is it?
Yes, you can use the reference of your computer. So when you answer, you have to assume it's a real world. We work in Ressett and fix up like company exists, and we have to keep a close eye on our competitors. We have to learn from their mistakes, and we have to also learn from their strengths. Even their balance sheet now looks very similar. Their intangible asset has gone up a little bit. Ours is 2.2, right? And even their property, plant and equipment has gone up. Their loan never changed. Mostly the same. Everything looks the same, strategic lens. But if you try to compare, Fixup shows stronger top line growth, the revenue, possibility to volume or pricing strategy. And maybe this is the reason for admission expenses. Then Ressett demonstrates sharper operational efficiency gains because their operational profit is also good. But us, we are saving on administration, we are saving on cost of sales. Maybe because we are working for long, maybe we are the first one. Remember in the pre-scene they have mentioned we are the first to bring the changes, and we are always responding to the changing market. So maybe because of that our operational efficiencies are better. 20% growth, that's really good. Net profit is also very good. Gross margin trend 6.95. If you look at the cost, fixed up cost base is raising further but still manage margin gains. Admin expenses is discussed already. Both are stable. So overall the industry looks stable. Total asset, PP, the same.
The industry is only two of them, no?
I mean, there are two of them, but globally, if you see, if it is happening in this one country, then maybe it's other. But anyways, industry, we can say it one country also, you are correct. Yeah, there are two. These are two major players, but I don't think these are the only one. There may be 100% few smaller players. They have not registered. They have not organized in such a big way. For example, there are a lot of freelancers. You guys must be aware of it, right? What they do, they buy this electronics, they go and sell on Facebook Marketplace. And Facebook Marketplace is not considered as a platform, but still people are doing a lot of business, isn't it? Forget about Facebook now. WhatsApp also people have started WhatsApp business, and they are doing decent. So a lot of smaller players are there. Let's say these two players have 60-70% of market share. Still 30% will be with the smaller players, unorganized, like freelancers, self-employed, isn't it? There will be a lot of employees who stayed with us for a few years. They understand the business model, then they will do on their own. And that's a risk also for us. But this is how it is. Apart from that, they have also mentioned this. We didn't discuss about change in equity. This is more important for strategic level because dividend and all is not our role. It goes to the board. But overall, if you see, our retained earning has gone up. That is, we have seen the state of financial position also. Then our dividends, we can just look at the percentage how much we have given, 22.9. Oh my God, there's a lot of dividend, isn't it? 23.8 we got and 22.9. What is the percentage it's coming? 80 how much? Let me just double check it. 21.1 divided by 23.8. So 88.6, 89% almost. Can you imagine 89% dividend? So what hint does it give us? The shareholders are just enjoying the profits. They are not very keen to invest. That means in the future also they will not take risk. Imagine if they have certain plans. Remember, these three things goes in connection: dividend, investment, and financing. We cannot do any of this in isolation. Let's say now 21 million has gone out of 24, like approximate we are saying. Let's say 21 is gone out of 24. That means company doesn't have lot of plan for investment. Otherwise, they will not take out the entire money. Or other reason can be the third one is the financing, or maybe they have lot of financing option available. They are like, why to put our own money? We'll take debt, and whatever profit is coming, we are enjoying it. We'll take it out as a dividend. But in a situation where the investment requirement is higher, raising finance is difficult, then definitely we have to reduce dividend or sometime make dividend to zero.
I think maybe
Sorry,
because
dividend
they
is
are used to
22.9, not 21. We have highlighted the wrong one.
22.9.
That's the total one. Yeah, sorry. Yes,
Yeah.
Anthony, you're saying something.
I think this dividend payment, what they're doing, if you look at it, they are doing a stable payment. So basically, because they feel that okay, the company is making money, rest all the ratios are doing well, so why not enjoy the money, you know? And they are not excited to do anything more because anyway they are the top leaders in the business basically, and they are doing well, so they're happy. Why take a risk when everything is going well?
Right, it's coming 96.21. Sorry, that was wrong calculation. 91, 21 I did. It's coming 96.2. That is like almost 100% we are giving in dividend. And you are right, Sant. Everything is stable. So if not now, when they will give the dividend, and how much patience the shareholders will have.
Correct,
And moreover, it's not a listed business. They are not answerable to anyone.
correct. And also, if you look at it overall, balance at 31st March 2025, you can see they're showing a balance of 27 million, right?
Yes.
Which means they are not exhausting everything. They're just keeping a benchmark of that much.
They still have retained earning of 21. Yes. And even the bank has gone up. They have 7.8 million. They have not exhausted. They are still in a very good situation. If you compare to this 15.4, they have given out of how much? 16.9. So very similar. Everything is similar.
That's the trend in that business looks like.
Yes. And these are like medium players. They just want to enjoy the profit. They have given 91.1%. But overall, is everything is doing good. Now, if you quickly look at, I think for news articles we have to do tomorrow. But if you have 5 minutes, we can finish this sustainability report. Governance. Ressett board pays close attention to sustainability of the group's operation. The board discussed sustainability as an agenda item during the at least 2 of meetings each year. What is sustainability? Sustainability is about environment and everything, but sustainability of business, sustainable economic growth, sustainable profit, sustainable revenue. That is important. Then strategy. Ressett business model is inherently sustainable. Ressett purchase PC peripherals and consumables that might otherwise be regarded as surplus to requirements and scrap. This is very important. So this shows that we have some connections, we have some contacts that is allowing us. Imagine if someone is about to do scrap and we are buying it, how much discount we can get? It's a very big margin. Even 10% of the product price, people will be happy to sell it, because in scrap they will not get 10% also. Selling those products avoids the needs to manufacture new items, which reduces the need for manufacturers to consume scarce resources. Plus, in a way, we are making environmental friendly because we are adding life to this. Or sometimes the new manufacturer not happy, to be honest with that. They don't want things to get repaired. They want people to buy again and again. Apple doesn't want us to use the phone again. They want us to buy every year, right? Ressett operates from a highly efficient distribution center. Customers are not offered the opportunity to travel to a retail outlet because sales are made either online or through a call center. Touch and feel is lacking, but again, it's have its own disadvantage. Ressett logistics are managed carefully with a view of the group being net zero carbon by 2030. We're almost there. Net zero means what? We'll be using electric vehicles for delivery. Even if we are not doing it in-house, it's not very clear whether we do in-house or somebody else is doing. Then in our plants, I mean, wherever we have that warehouse, you don't need a plant for manufacturing, just a warehouse. There also we can use alternate source of energy. It's easy for us because we are not manufacturing. But imagine those who are manufacturing, they cannot say by 2030 they can become net zero. What is net zero? The amount we are consuming, the same level of oxygen we are giving back. For example, we are polluting something, we have planted this much of tree, and we are calculating that we are net zero or we are in negative. For example, for universities, for service industry, it's easier. For manufacturing, it becomes difficult. Service will say we are carbon neutral also. Sorry, not neutral, negative. Neutral is easier for them. They'll say carbon negative. Because by default, their business is not emitting that much. Risk management. PC manufacturers have a poor reputation for creating electronic waste that leads to wasted resource and harmful pollution. Remember, we discussed, we'll be doing a risk list. In that, please mention this 3 plus add more from your side. Ressett works with manufacturers, retailers, and users of IT equipment extend to useful life that might otherwise be scrapped, extending the life. The same point we discussed. Now, metrics. Ressett tracks emission associated with the operation of a distribution center in terms of CO2e, carbon dioxide equivalent. Investment in energy saving practices such as use of energy efficient delivery, 5% reduction, CO2 emission, financial rendered. Technically, we have contributed 5. We are measuring, so we are also getting the difference. When we measure something, or this becomes a part of evaluating the performance or remuneration for the team, then Ressett requires the courier companies who deliver. Now it is clear that we are not doing it on our own. Okay, this part. Logistic is outsourced with the courier company. Ressett requires the courier company who deliver goods to customers to demonstrate their operations are energy efficient. 80% of customer deliveries involve the use of electric vehicles for at least part of their journeys. Because if it is going other side of the country, maybe it's different. Then they have the finances. So overall, very simple business model. There is nothing much to discuss here. Tomorrow we can discuss the news articles. Okay. Maybe if possible, we can try to write something or at least discuss some question. If possible, you can start that sheet today itself. I mean, before tomorrow's session. At least do one tab of stakeholder. You get an idea. Any questions? Just one question from my side if you don't have anything.